If Nnamdi Kanu makes a U-turn on Biafra, it is going to be devastating for him. He knows that the people that are supporting him, his followers, will never take anything less than Biafra. The Southeast governors and other political elements, they are planning. They are coming together to plan to give Nnamdi Kanu conditions for his release. Already, from what they are saying, from their body language, you see that it seems they know that this guy will be released soon, and probably politics is coming into play. We are all left in the dark. They are the players. They are the ones that go to visit Nnamdi Kanu. They are the ones that is visiting the Attorney General of the Federation. They are the ones that are having access to the government that will release Nnamdi Kanu. We are by the sides watching and looking at what will happen, reading the signs, the handwriting on the wall. But what I saw with these Southeast senators just recently coming together for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after the governors from the Southeast also came together, I see hypocrisy. I see Nnamdi Kanu being given conditions to drop Biafra agitation, not to make noise on Biafra if he's being released. It seems they have this confidence that, yes, they have a hold on Nnamdi Kanu to stop Biafra agitation. But this is a message. We know and they know that this agitation is bigger than everybody and anybody. Bigger than Ojukwu, bigger than Nnamdi Kanu. This is Biafra. We're not talking about a person. If the Nigerian government continues its injustice on the Southeast and the Nigerian people, the Igbo people, they will never have peace until they give people that have the right to self-determination freedom. Nnamdi Kanu is not the basis on which Biafra is standing. He is just a servant of the Biafran people. I'm saying this in case wherever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, whether in DSS detention or whether in somebody's house, or whether talking to some persons, in case Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will tell us that he is compromising, he should know that the next seconds he's done away with. He knows the game better than every one of us. He knows the game better than every one of us. We are supporting fairness to human life, justice and freedom. This is what the Nigerian government is not giving the Southeast when it comes to having a stake in Nigeria and the national cake. The mirage created by the British. So the Igbos are seen as third, fourth, fifth, sixth class citizens in the Nigeria we find ourselves today. So we are asking that it is better we determine ourselves. We go into self-determination to get a country of our own. If you think that kidnapping, abducting, seizing, arresting Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya will stop Biafra agitation, they knew that that failed. They tried it, it failed. The DSS put Nnamdi Kanu in their custody so as to cause division in IPOB. You have that information. That did not materialize as they expected it. They select people that will come to see him, divide and rule tactics. These people can come and see him. When these people are coming to see him, will stop. So they have different information. They did that, disobeyed court order to return him to Kuje prison and kept him incarcerated in their custody. Yes, we don't trust the Southeast governors. We don't trust the Southeast lawmakers, the senators. We don't trust any of them. Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released at a point of freedom, not when he is under bondage. You cannot negotiate with somebody. You don't give somebody condition for this struggle under bondage. Let the courts be just. Let them determine how they got him from Kenya. If they can be able to determine that justly, if the federal government is at fault, they should return him back to Kenya and start the extradition, the process of extradition back to Nigeria. So whatever allegations he's going to face, whether he incite violence, whether he's in charge of an armed group that pick up arm against the state, that will be secondary. if the court discharged and acquitted him, if he was granted bail in 2017 and the army went to his house and chased him, killed people in his house, and as a matter of self-defense he ran away, you say it's jump bail. How do you prove that? You could not prove those things in court. Yes, the Southeastern senator said that anything that has to do with the court will complicate issues. It's going to complicate issues. There's nothing that is going to come out of the court. Anything they are doing there is just running around and never achieving anything. The Nigerian government knows that if they go through the courts, they will not have any tangible thing to pin him down. Forget about the public opinion. Everybody knows what they are doing. The lawyers know what they are doing. They might have a case against Nnamdi Kanu, but how to prove it, that is the issue. So because they will not be able to prove it, they start re-strategizing, regrouping, yes, delaying tactics, and we'll spend 4 years. So now these guys are saying, instead of all this, we have given conditions to Nnamdi Kanu, and these conditions he has agreed. That is what Abaribe said. That Nnamdi Kanu is saying, he said he's willing to agree to any of the conditions they give to him, and that is what I'm interested. I'm interested in that thing that Abaribe said, that Nnamdi Kanu is willing to give in to any conditions they give him. He said the traditional rulers are involved. He said Southeast politicians, businessmen, clergymen are involved. They are willing to stake. So far, he agrees to their condition. What do you think will be the condition given to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I've been saying it in all my broadcasts. I've been saying it that the position of the federal government will never be allowing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go free without telling him to stop the agitation of Biafra. So if these guys, as much as we are seeing them coming out, if eventually Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out through their persuasion, through their own negotiating on their own terms, just know that there is something fishy. Just know that there's a compromise somewhere. If he comes out as a result of what these guys are doing, these lawmakers are doing, because the interview granted with the press spoke a lot about that the hands are tied. Like I said before, the hands of this government, they are tied to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because some things are happening in the Southeast that might jeopardize the current state of Nigeria. Insecurity in the Southeast will affect the whole country. Insecurity in the Southeast will not make the country move forward. Yes, if you have insecurity in the Southeast, how do you tackle insecurity in the North? The behemoth of insecurity in the North. How do you tackle that? The Nigerian military is being overstretched. People are being killed. The insecurity situation is getting out of hand. Just today, a full luxurious bus, everybody there kidnapped. Just today. No sight of the police, the army, or the MOPO, none of them. The security situation is getting out of hand. And when you look at recruits into the Nigerian army, most of these South youths don't want to join the army. And you have these northern guys, of which you have saboteurs who will want to join the army. And they are Fulani, hegemony, terrorist apologists, Boko Haram apologists. Fill up our military space. At the end of the day, it's difficult for us to fight against insecurity. Like the Sultan of Sokoto said, it will take years for insecurity or banditry to be dealt with in the North. So we are sending a message to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that please and please, you started this, you must finish it. You started this. The support you're getting is massive. If you are tired of doing what is right by Biafrans or standing for Biafrans, you are on your own. You are not disowning you. You have made an indelible mark. But whatever that is going to be done to undermine the integrity the posterity, the cultural identity, the heritage of the Igbo man. We don't want to accept it. No negotiations on a position of defeat. No negotiations on a position of captivity. You cannot hold somebody captive and you expect that person to negotiate fairly with you. You cannot arrest me and put me behind bars and handcuff me and expect me to have a fair negotiation. No, that negotiation is not fair. It is an imposed condition. So the Southeast governors know that the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not allow anything other than let him drop the agitation, pipe low, down your tools. That is from the position of the federal government. So if they are assuring us that they met with Nnamdi Kanu, and Nnamdi Kanu is willing to go through to accept the conditions given to him, too bad. I hope the conditions given to Nnamdi Kanu will not affect the Biafran struggle. We are casting aspersions. This is my opinion. I'm not forcing my opinion on you. You have your brain to think and reason, but the way I see it, it seems that there's a compromise somewhere, and I hope not. I hope there's no compromise. I hope Nnamdi Kanu is not outstretched. Nnamdi Kanu is not beating to his last edge to negotiate for his freedom. I hope Nnamdi Kanu is not negotiating for freedom on the basis of his personal needs. He needs to be out. He's weary. The former president of South Africa, he spent years in prison knowing what he's standing for. The Kenyans, they're coming out to protest in presence of death. They brought out coffins. Kenyans bought coffins and put on the streets in front of the soldiers and the military, the police, and said, we are ready to die. If it's death, we are ready to die. They sent out messages to protesters and told them that if you are not ready to die, don't come out on the streets to protest. They are declaring a nationwide shutdown, and they are saying that Ruto must go. These are Kenyan protesters, people that know what it means and what it takes to fight for freedom, know what it means and what it takes to stand for what they believe. If they are going to weaken Nnamdi Kanu, which we know that these politicians, they are never in support of the Biafra agitation at this moment. They want to sustain the Nigerian, the structure, the status quo. They want to maintain it and fight for a stand, have a stand, negotiate a stand with the Nigerian government. So they don't think that a Biafran state, declaring a Biafran state, will be beneficial at this point in time, that we don't have that capacity to run as a nation. That is what these people think. They are playing politics all around. Somebody is telling you that don't trust a politician. Trust a politician at your own peril. They are running on personal interest. It is not in your interest. Like I said, if Nnamdi Kanu comes out of that place, it is going to diffuse the powers, the popularity of politicians, whether they be lawmakers, governors, commissioners, whoever they are. Is going to diffuse their powers. It's going to undermine their administration. The release of Nnamdi Kanu is going to spoil a lot of things. So they are willing to seek for his release with conditions well known to them. And I believe if they want us to trust, if they want us to believe them, if they want us to take them serious, they should kindly tell us the conditions they are telling Nnamdi Kanu. They should kindly reveal it to us, the conditions. Because this should be an open thing. This should not be a secret thing. Southeast governors are going to do secret meeting. Journalists are barred from their meeting. And we don't know what is happening. This is an open book. You allow people make all sort of allegations, opinions, when you are not making access, you are not giving access to journalism, access to information. Some people are saying that these governors are planning abduction of Mazi Simon Ekpa, they are planning a suicide bombing where he can be destroyed. The main agenda they have is to how to capture Simon Ekpa. After doing that meeting inside, they now came out and said, we are talking about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Obasanjo said that he did not discuss anything that has to do with Nnamdi Kanu with the governors. That will prove these people right, that probably this governor just went in to discuss something else and came out to tell us something else. That is their way. That is the way of the average politician, never to be trusted. Chameleons and liars, deceivers, propagandists. The average Nigerian politician, trust them at your own peril. The governors have done their own, the senators have done their own, everybody is gathering together, and somebody is telling us that Nnamdi Kanu is going to agree with whatever condition they are going to give him. And we know the stand of these politicians in the southeast. We know where they stand. We know that they have never stood with a Biafra that has Nnamdi Kanu as its head, or one Simon Ekpa in Finland. They never agreed to their terms. They agreed to Biafra on their terms. A Biafra that will negotiate from the southeast point how they can hold position of power. This position of power will be held by them and their children and their children's children and their circles, their clique. They are the ones that are fighting for themselves at the end of the day. The kind of Biafra representation they want is where they themselves will be at the helm of power. Look at a Kurima that's been in the Senate for God knows when. Somebody will have been born, he's in the Senate, went to primary school, he's in the Senate, went to secondary school in the Senate, went to university in the Senate, and graduated from university, he's still in the Senate. These are the people that want a Biafra from their own stand, where they are going to benefit, where they are going to have to occupy positions, president, deputy senate, commissioner, minister, and this, whereby it is this class of people that are gaining from Nigeria. Yes, that is what the kind of Biafra they want. A Biafra whereby it is going to be for their advantage. They are going to negotiate for their advantage, not for the people. But they know that a Biafra that is going to stay out of Nigeria, they will lose that advantage. They will lose that privilege of them being in power. Most of them will be irrelevant. So they are looking for ways whereby they can survive by creating up something, giving them the kind of conditions after the allegations have been that they are the ones having a hand in his kidnap. And when they bring him in, they say we have done this, they have their way. No, the people of Biafra will have their way. The people of Biafra will have their say. Will have their way, have their say. You are representing the Southeasterners. They are the ones that voted for you, in quotes, as it is being reported, as it is being said, and you allow them have their way, whatever it takes. No to Nnamdi Kanu accepting anything less than having to fight for the dignity of the Igbo man in this present and current Nigeria. Thank you.